The mother of the notorious affluenza teenager Ethan Couch is back in the United States.
She arrived in L.A. on a plane from Mexico. She was in handcuffs. Dan is live at the Tarrant County Jail with more. Dan?
And Lauren, one of the questions that people are asking this morning, how soon will Tonya Couch be arriving here at the Tarrant County Jail? A spokesman for the U.S. Marshal's Office says he can't reveal that information, citing security concerns when you're transporting someone in custody. Tonya Couch was put on a flight from Guadalajara, Mexico to Los Angeles on Wednesday, where she was arrested on charges from Texas of hindering the apprehension of a fugitive. She arrived in L.A. with U.S. Marshals in handcuffs and was taken to jail to await her return to Texas. Her now 18-year-old son, Ethan, was moved by Mexican immigration authorities from a jail in Guadalajara to Mexico City. Couch's lawyers were able to obtain a court order from a Mexican judge temporarily blocking his deportation back to the U.S. The Couch family has reportedly hired a team of Mexican lawyers to stall the extradition process.
That word is non-existent in the vocabulary where I live. You understand, we're just trying to survive. We're just living. Every time that I'm able to see my brother smile, at least every once in a while, that gives me enough energy to continue.
Alex Lemus, whose younger brother was paralyzed in Ethan Couch's drunk driving crash, says words cannot express his anger and frustration as he has watched this story unfold in recent days. Lemus's brother, Sergio, was a passenger in the bed of then 16-year-old Ethan Couch's pickup truck when Couch slammed into an SUV on the side of the road, killing 4 people. Now, it's been widely reported that Sergio's family received a $2 million settlement from the Couch family's liability insurance, but Alex says that barely covers ongoing expenses and that his mother struggles to pay bills and provide Sergio with round-the-clock care. As for when Ethan Couch will be returning to the United States and to Texas, at this point, no one can say for sure. Could be a matter of days or quite possibly weeks. Reporting live in downtown Fort Worth, Dan Godwin on Good Day.
Thank you, Dan. Well, Pete Schulte, a Dallas criminal defense attorney who is not, probably to your relief, involved in this case at all. You go back to a couple of years ago when this case happened. At the time, Ethan Couch was 16 years old.
Right.
This landed in juvenile court. You maintain it could have and should have landed in adult court.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of see where this case has gone. I mean, everyone's kind of complaining about why is it getting so many breaks, because it's under the Juvenile Justice Code. That's actually under the Family Code. What the DA's office could have done, that was before Sharon Wilson's time, but what they could have done is try to certify him as an adult and get him into the adult system then. We would not have had any of these issues now.
Right. His challenge now, when he comes back, not if. He will come back. He could still get off easy. A couple of months in a juvenile facility. Right. He moves into the adult system, and all he has to do is behave.
That's correct. It starts over because the Juvenile Justice Code is all about rehabilitation. The adult system in Texas is about punishment. Once he gets back into the, if he does this, once he turns 19 and gets into the adult system, it all starts over. I mean, the biggest thing about this case is if Ethan had done everything that he should have done on probation, this case would have not shown up on his record, would have been expunged when he turned 21. He could have moved on with his life. But he's getting two discrepancy of advice from lawyers. If I was his lawyer in Texas going, get your butt back here and get in front of a judge, but his Mexican lawyers are telling him, no, we're going to do this writ of amparo, it's going to stop everything, and we're going to fight. Right. Bad advice.
They're looking at a suitcase full of cash that Mom probably brought down to Mexico with her. In Mom's case, she could face much more serious consequences. She wasn't behind the wheel. She didn't kill 4 people.
Right.
She could face much more serious consequences.
The allegations against her are hindering apprehension. And, some of the legal experts that were talking last night on certain stations were talking about, whether or not they can actually be charged for hindering apprehension. Right, when they got into Mexico, according to the authorities in Tarrant County, their warrant was an issue. But you have to be living under a rock to not know that a warrant was issued over a week ago that he was avoiding apprehension.
Right.
She got charged. She's facing a 3rd-degree felony, which is 2 to 10 years, and she wasn't extradited. She was deported.
Right, and it just doesn't look good when you cross into Mexico and you've tossed away all of your identification and you're evasive about your identity. it's pretty clear you're running from something, which in Mexico is not that unusual.
Correct. I mean, under the Extradition Act that was signed in 1978, went into effect in 1980, there are certain procedures that have to take place, but it's not like what it used to be. I mean, the Mexican authorities really work, as we saw in this case. So Ethan's in a tight spot. He either has to say, I went along with all this, or he's going to have to blame his mother.
Right.
Not a good place to be.
That's rough.